the red side. But all of City's goals this season have arrived after the 36-minute mark. Man United are winless in 6 Premier League away games. They've drawn 2 and lost 4. And they don't have the best record currently against Manchester City. They've lost 5 of the last 8 Premier League games. There is a moment of applause around the Etihad Stadium due to the sad passing of Ricky Hatton, who died in the early hours of this morning, age 46, a long-life Manchester City fan, a Mancunian, and one who represented Great Britain across the world in the world of boxing. A sad day for the world of boxing, a sad day for Manchester and Manchester City supporters and the club. But also here on Flash Score, we want to send condolences and love to Ricky Hatton's family. So a moment of applause just before the 197th Manchester derby gets going. The final fixture of the Premier League weekend. Reminder that the Champions League is back this week. No Europa League. Europa League the following week. We've got games Arsenal, Atletico Madrid. We also have, of course, Liverpool against Atletico Madrid, sorry. Bilbao will take on Arsenal, and there's Villarreal against Spurs. And Manchester City back in action on Thursday against Napoli. Manchester United, of course, lost the Europa League final. They're in no European competition this year after finishing 15th. One that Man United supporters want to put aside. Guardiola looking quite teary-eyed on the touchline. A moment of applause still going on. Moments away from kick-off here live on Flash Scores. Only right they commemorate him and celebrate him. Ricky Hatton. So it's a proper Manchester weather for this one. City going to shoot from left to right. Looks like it will be Manchester City. I find it so hard to not say the champions because they've been champions for such a long time. 4 years in a row before Liverpool got to 20 in the summer. Man City got to do it all over again, and it's a testing period for Pep Guardiola's team. You feel like you can never rule them out, but they just don't look like the old side. But beating the rival, the only rival for City that really matters, the Red of Manchester United, can really ignite their season and remind everybody across the world, only in this country, what they're all about. It's City against United for the 197th time in the Premier League. Guardiola up against Amorim. Black armbands due to Ricky Hatton. City shooting from left to right in the Manchester rain. United in a traditional kit without the white shorts. Will be United red kit, red top, black shorts and black socks. City sky blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks. So the ball goes to the left side, already looking towards Erling Haaland. Yoro, this is towards Mazwari, Bruno Fernandes, edge of the penalty area, gives to Doku, Haaland, edge of the penalty area, Doku, bright start from City, Haaland! Nearly scoring inside the first 30 seconds. Really good move for Manchester City, putting the pressure on Manchester United inside that penalty area. Don't deal with the pressure, Amorim's team, when Erling Haaland pulls that left leg with Altay Bayindir in goal, just trading behind. He just for a moment thought that was going to just go in. Good start from Manchester City. I think they've played a minute and City have already had an attempt. Talking about shots, Manchester United ahead of this weekend registered the most shots in the first 3 rounds of the Premier League season. 58 shots, no one else had more. To look 20 less in Arsenal to find the second place before this weekend. So promising signs, but it's about points and wins. And talking about that, Ruben Amorim, of course, the Manchester United coach, has been here since November, has never won back-to-back Premier League games, has the opportunity to win against Manchester City again, something he did back in December at the Etihad Stadium, and claim that berth by winning back-to-back Premier League games. Manchester City have not lost 3 games in a row at the start of a Premier League season or a top-flight season since '96, the year they were relegated from the Premier League. Of course, City have spent a few fair years in the EFL, League One, League Two over the last 20 years or plus. But of course, they've won trebles as well, as Phil Foden looks to have escaped. And Tony Reinders rather. AC Milan midfielder, making the move to Manchester City in the summer. Of course, there are players out for both teams, notably for the hosts. They're without Ryan Cherky, was another summer signing. They're without Omar Mamouche, who got injured actually during the international break. Ryan Out-Nouri, another summer signing from Wolves. He's out injured during the international break, but they have been able to recall Foden. And of course, they've got the evergreen Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri. Of course, the Ballon d'Or award is a week tomorrow. He won't be the Ballon d'Or holder, unfortunately, due to his injury. Here's Dorka on the left-hand side, skips the ball to Ahmad. He's brought down. Anthony Taylor's our referee this afternoon. He refed this game last year. This exact fixture. Shaw kicks things off quickly, skipping the ball down the right-hand side, 25 yards away from the penalty area. Here's Mbermo. First taste of Manchester derby action. Brian Mbermo scored goals here for Brentford. It's part of a Cameroon team that lost in midweek. Work to be done for them to qualify for the World Cup. Here's Yoro, who spent some time with the under-21s for France. De Ligt. He's got Shaw for company. Manchester City going forward. Ball's pumped up, looking towards Benjamin Sesko. No one's really settled at the moment. Here's Dorgu, over the halfway line he'll go. Checks back into towards his own half. Here's where Bruno Fernandes, captain of Manchester United. Much surprised to see Bruno Fernandes in the 8th position rather than the 10. Here's Mazwari back into the team. Good first touch from Mbermo. Turns, looks for Sesko. Benjamin Sesko, first Premier League start, goes for goal. And it's comfortable for Giovanni Donnarumma. It's another shot. And the first effort on goal for the visitors come from their new centre forward, Benjamin Sesko. We're willing to impress. We've seen a lot of the new strikers in the Premier League come and score. Hugo Ekitike for Liverpool, of course, got a goal on his debut, the Community Shield, and followed up in the league. City are under a bit of pressure, giving the ball away inside their own half. Here's Mazwari putting the ball into the middle. Donnarumma punches it out, and now is the Manchester City captain in Bernardo Silva. Back to Haaland. The game stretched already. Foden looking to left-hand side. Now to Doku. Doku up against Yoro. Yoro's got the speed and he's got the awareness just to let that run. Doku may have got there first. Is that going to be a goal kick or a corner? Looks like it's going to be a goal kick. The Belgian feels like he was just being a bit too aggressive. Stays Manchester City 0, Manchester United 0 in the derby. City against United, who needs the 3 points more. You feel like whoever tastes defeat will be the crisis club. Moving forward to the week, Pep Guardiola's 600th managerial game. Remarkable. Never lost 3 in a row in his first 4 games in any league spell. In fact, he's never lost 2 in a row in his first 3 league games. For Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Manchester City, it always seems like the red side are the crisis club in Manchester. Rightly so. The honours, the glory that United have traditionally had, but City have come into the picture and they're under a bit of stress. Statistics and things reading and digesting we've never seen before. 5 minutes gone, both teams have had efforts, both off target. Sesko might have just been creeping in. Donnarumma, 6'5". Lovely words from Pep Guardiola in the week talking about when he first met Donnarumma. He said he's big, he's tall, couldn't believe how tall he is. 6'5", Donnarumma. 26, but he's been around the block. He's a teenager starting from Milan those years ago, then moved to PSG. He was with the blue of Manchester City. Balls of United with Shaw. Shaw back to Altay Bayindir. Eyes on him as Haaland goes close. He's able to touch the ball towards De Ligt. De Ligt now into the middle to Ahmad. A lot of space for Ahmad. Ahmad throws the ball towards Mbermo. Maybe the better option was down the right side to Dorgu, who was free, or down the left side for the Ivorian. But already we're seeing that United, like they did against Burnley, like they did against Arsenal, can get out the press really well. Teams feel they can go on the front step, get the ball from De Ligt, and they're in. That's worrying early on for Manchester City. But also, if you look at the ball that's given to De Ligt, you're not filled with any type of confidence that it's going to be done with convincing. Still some empty seats at the Etihad for this one. It's Sesko chests it down, looking towards Mbermo. It's now back with Guardiola. Guardiola now spreads to the right-hand side. It's going to be interesting to see that Manchester City midfield in Bernardo Silva, Rodri and Reinders. What are they looking to do? There's no more De Bruyne, there's no more Gundogan, where traditionally you would have a De Bruyne as your number 10. Foden sometimes will drift in. It's fascinating to see Foden more. Now he is behind. Yes, that makes more sense. Foden is in behind the 10 because played his best football from that position, and when De Bruyne came back, he was shepherded up to the wing. Altay's ball as he slips inside the penalty area, and he's able to gather it. And Haaland nearly pounced. There is also so much narrative and so much talk around the derby, but it's so fascinating to have this kind of backdrop of goalkeepers where Manchester City brought 2 goalkeepers this summer. First, James Trafford, who made a mistake in their last home fixture against Tottenham Hotspur where they lost 2-0. And then Manchester United bought a goalkeeper, they've sold a goalkeeper, but yet they're not starting him this afternoon. Who has made the right choice? And look at the first 5 minutes. I think we've seen that we'll find out. Ahmad does great work winning the ball from Benjamin Sesko, who stretches legs, got Mbeumo in down the right side. City just about clear through Rodri. It's not easy for the Blues. Here's now Phil Foden. A lot of space in the centre of the park. Very interesting as the ball goes over the left-hand side to Doku. It's no secret that Man City are not as strong as they used to be in the last 18 months or so, but they have the quality to hurt any team in Haaland and Foden and Doku up top. So the Lamins on the bench for Manchester United. 18 million on September 1st on deadline day. Fernandes for Manchester United gives the ball to Mazwari. And Mbeumo back to Mazwari. This is really good from United. And Mbeumo's picking it for us. Ahmad's offside. I don't think that will go to Ahmad. The ball will go towards Donnarumma, who clears it. The offside flag doesn't go up. I think if the red shirt of Ahmad touched the ball, it would have definitely gone up. But the game's very much open. It's an open derby. United have come here to play. Traditionally not always been the case. City on their home turf always play. Here is Delite to Yoro outside the penalty box. Yoro now to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes to Mazwari. Mazwari has been pulled down by O'Reilly, and the referee decides to commit the foul. O'Reilly, an English youngster for Manchester City. Mazwari's first appearance for Manchester United. Actually did miss pre-season. Wasn't really featured in. Had a recurrence of an injury that came up last year. In terms of his breathing, it was good to see the Moroccan team who didn't go to the international break, an evergreen player. Yoro will take this free kick in Manchester United's own half. It's 0-0 here live on Flash Score. Last Premier League fixture of the weekend. Benjamin Sesko wins the ball, but he can only find a Manchester City player. It's the captain, Bernardo Silva, who's lost the ball to Dorgu. He's kept Dorgu, and the foul has been given to Manchester United. Bernardo Silva, of course, a never apparent talker to the referee. As captain, he'll be allowed to talk to the referee, but he was caught there. Good aggression from the Dane. Pushing in. Portuguese player just holding Patrick Dorgu. So 10 gone. City 0, Manchester United 0. Ruben Amorim wearing brown chinos and a black polo jacket. We know that Brian Mbeumo's delivery can be exquisite. It's going to be him with the left boot. Delite and Benjamin Sesko and Yoro, Shaw and Ugarte all in the middle. Manchester City not having a high line. It's a defensive line. It's in between. It's near the penalty spot. I'd say 5 yards out of the penalty spot. So this ball's going to be thrown in. It's going to be interesting to see what Donnarumma does here. City 0, Manchester United 0. And Mbeumo with this free kick, left-footed, floats it in. It's flipped on towards the far post. Not the best delivery in from Mbeumo. Classic commentator's curse there. Bigging Mbeumo up, and he produces not the best, but Ugarte comes back with good aggression and wins it from Bernardo Silva. United aggressive. And talking about a midfield battle, what do City offer now with a Silva, Rodri, Reinders midfield? Ball threaded towards Sesko's, cut out by Manchester City. Diaz now into Reinders. If you're a City perspective, you want Reinders and Foden on the ball. They're on it now. Here's O'Reilly over the halfway line, down the left-hand channel. He's got Haaland and Bernardo Silva on the right. So Silva's coming off that right. Foden's in the 10. He's on the ball, 25 yards away. In the centre circle, now the ball's with Ruben Diaz. Every single player is in Manchester United's half, bar Donnarumma. But United are getting closer to the ball, and that will be a throw-in to Manchester United. Mbeumo nicking it from Kuzanov. He's back, he's on. Bernardo Silva once again complaining. 0-0. It looks like he's given the ball back to Manchester City in the end. Here's Doku down the left-hand side. O'Reilly. Rodri. Now to Guardiola, Croatian. He was another player that missed the international break. A few crossed both sides. Fit enough to start the derby. Ruben Diaz picks the ball up in the centre circle. Striding forward. Gives it to Rodri. Good pass from Rodri. Heavy touch from O'Reilly. O'Reilly's inverted in. So City have a back three now inside Manchester United's half. Here's Ruben Diaz. So high up the field. City have to get this ball right. A loss of possession would gift United a break, but United are pinned in at the moment. Here's Guardiola. It's 0-0 at the Etihad. City on the attack. Rodri floats the ball. Over space now here for Bernardo Silva. Up against Patrick Dorgu. A few step overs from Silva. Silva checks back to now Kuzanov. Kuzanov now towards Diaz. Diaz plays the ball to the right hand side to Bernardo Silva. He fixes in behind the Manchester United defence. Foden back to Tijani Reinders. Really good work from Manchester City. Got in behind Man United. They were happy to pull on one side to the other. Find the ball lacking with the ball looking to go towards Doku. Once again, go back to that point about City's midfield in that central area. Something that is visibly lacking. Probably with the injuries with Mamouche and Cherki out. Do they have that killer instinct they used to have from yesteryear? Natural when De Bruyne has left. De Bruyne and co-return. Højlund, who's on loan from Manchester United to Napoli. Sorry, he's on loan at Napoli from Manchester United. Comes back to Manchester on Thursday night. Audio commentary will be available for Man City Napoli. Højlund scored yesterday on his debut for Napoli. So it'll be a throw to Manchester City. Inside Manchester United's half. It's taken towards Guardiola. Guardiola now back towards Donnarumma. No pressure in for the City debutant. All yellow jersey for the Manchester City goalkeeper. It's now with Phil Foden under pressure. Goes the ball now back now. There'll be a bit of pressure on Donnarumma as Ruben Diaz goes back towards him. Sesko putting pressure now. Donnarumma now towards Guardiola. Guardiola's ball looking towards Doku. Mazwari aggressive with Doku. Doku runs into Yoro. Referee lets the advantage play for Manchester City, but the referee then goes back and sees there is no advantage for City. Rodri down the left it goes for O'Reilly. Good tackle for Mazwari in the halfway line. Wins it for Manchester United. Here's Ahmad up against three City players on that right hand side. Now is Agate. Ball's over the top. He's going to get there ahead of Mazwari. He's not going to get there. There's where you do lack maybe someone with a better pass for Casemiro and Maidu in the centre. Magate's attributes, but it's comfortable for Donnarumma, who still had to go out and gather the ball, had to go out and move it. Here is Foden, the pressure from Agate. O'Reilly, United press it very high up. Doku, back to O'Reilly, but he can't get out. 15 gone. It's the best quality from there. Rodri's losing the ball. Of course, it's always sad when you see a player of Rodri's ability. It seems like referees giving City a free kick. The City have the ball. Here's Diaz. Into Reinders. Reinders into Rodri. Guardiola puts the ball into Milton Foden. Foden now on towards Haaland. Hassan Bayindir gets there first. And the referee's not going to give a free kick on this occasion to Manchester City, but it was good instinctive play. The Foden-Haaland link up in the centre could be something that Guardiola can lean into. It was De Ligt that was aggressive and late on Foden. I think the referee was fair in his decision that it wasn't a foul. You can't be giving those as a free kick, but De Ligt had a good start to the season for Manchester United in that centre of the back three. Yoro's in no man's land is so sure. Yoro under pressure by Reinders. Great work by Yoro, kicks the ball forward, looking towards Sesko, but City's defenders are alert. Now back to Ruben Diaz. Even start in this game. Both just trying to fool each other out. Rodri's very loose, so now United is 4-4. Bruno Fernandes, can you look to Ahmad? Goes to the left-hand side towards Dorgu. Dorgu to the far side. Ahmad with the athletic effort, couldn't get there. Bruno Fernandes fixes on, looking towards Mbermo. Heavy touch, edge of the penalty box. Looks like City have dealt with it well with O'Reilly and Doku. And that's very late from Mazwari. He's got to be careful. Wing-back doesn't want to be on a yellow card early doors. But Ahmad, who of course was the star man in this fixture last year, got the assist for the penalty. And then nearly and got the winner, of course, in the 90th minute when United turned it around in quick succession later on. Dorgu's cross was good. I think it was better to Ahmad to put it down to Benjamin Sesko. Manchester City 0, Man United 0. It was just outside City's penalty area through Guardiola. Into City to now Rodri. Rodri was the player that gave the ball away into the middles, unlike Manchester City. But City are able to find a few spaces. Foden's driving forward here. No one's towards him. He's able to spread the ball towards Bernardo Silva. Silva gets it. Dorgu hesitated. Dorgu up against Silva up against Dorgu. It's a battle that maybe Dorgu wasn't expecting this afternoon. Maybe he was expecting Foden or Doku. Doku's on the ball now, the Belgian. Darts into the penalty area. Doku pulls it back into the middle. Chance for City, goal for City! And it's Phil Foden at number 10 position, finding the space and scoring for City Blue in the derby. It's a tactical change that Manchester United haven't identified, and they've been punished inside the first 20 minutes. It's Phil Foden, his first Premier League start, who gets the goal in this City derby. Might be a bit concerned in the celebration with Phil Foden with a supporter. She won't care because City are in front against the enemy. Manchester City 1, Manchester United 0. Poor defending once again from United. Rodri picks up. There's just no pressure on the ball from United. Gives the ball to Doku, skips past short, pulls it back. Agate's poor, no one in the middle. Phil Foden all alone. And he's able to tuck it in towards the bottom corner. Goalkeeper nowhere near it. Loads of red shirts in the penalty box. But Man City were able to find a shirt. Man City 1, Manchester United 0. And it's Phil Foden, the Mancunian, in the derby. Puts the impact in. Celebrations for Guardiola. This is his first goal at home in the Premier League. Foden on the score sheet for the first time this season. Here's Shaw. And towards Agate. Agate now to Ahmad. Ahmad to the touchline. He's been brought down. Referee waves it away. No free kick. Goal time came at 17-11. 7th in 12th appearances against Manchester United. It's 4 goals away from the record that is Wayne Rooney's. Bruno Fernandes has started his argy-bargy. So the focus on the game. Rodri. Infield now to Shaw. Shaw just kicks the ball out of play. Bit of miscommunication as the Manchester rain pours down. After quite an even start, the first shot on target from the home side leads to a goal. Here's Haaland, muscles away from Shaw. He'll get that Haaland. He's up against the little. Fancy his chances against the lit. Here Haaland. He's into the penalty area. It's too easy for Manchester City to get towards Manchester United's penalty box. And this is where it's critical for United. They can't let the game sway away from them. City, for them, this is an optimum time to take advantage and try and double their lead. United look fragile and wobbling here. Of course, you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. Here's Shaw. It's another goal conceded for Ruben Amorim's team. Shaw on the ball, looking towards Šeško, but it's with the goal scorer in Foden. Foden looking towards Silva. Silva, it's that change that's bothered United. Foden in the 10th position behind Haaland. Poor from Fernandes, who's looking at Dorgu. As the ball just goes out of the touchline, and be a throw into Man City in United's half. Kusanov takes the throw in. Shaw kicks it up. That'll be another throw into Manchester City. But for the first time in 5 years, Manchester City come into a derby game behind Manchester United in the table. Of course, there's 2 defeats out of the first 3 games. They beat Wolves convincingly by 4-0 on the opening day. Lost to Spurs and Brighton. Phil Foden on the ball and winning a throw in deep in Manchester United's half. Kusanov to take this throw in, taking his time with it, no pressure. So Thrown in towards Haaland, finds Haaland. He's got two around him, and De Ligt then clears. It's going to be a corner. The first corner of the game goes to the home side. Of course, Manchester United have struggled throughout Amarin's tenure with set pieces. Should add that, Manchester United did lose to Grimsby Town on penalties. It's a game that, of course, opened those wounds of the being fragile from set pieces. So it's a real opportunity this for Manchester City with the height they have through familiar faces and names in Haaland, Gardwell and Ruben Diaz. United under pressure in the derby. City with the advantage through Foden. Foden's the one who whips it in, goes in towards the middle. It's headed away by Manchester United through De Ligt. It's a powerful header. With Bernardo Silva having to give the ball back to Donnarumma. The rain pouring down the Etihad. Should remind you that City, of course, did take the lead last derby at the Etihad. Manchester United came from behind to win that, so nothing is won or lost yet. However, City in control with the goal. Donnarumma. Now towards Diaz. Diaz now to Gardwell. Skipping the ball now to Rodri. Just no pressure from Manchester United. It's very easy. Here's Sancho Reinders flipping the ball down the right now towards O'Reilly. O'Reilly now looking towards Doku. It's free to aim for. He's up against Yoro. Doku's in the penalty area, puts it low towards Reinders. And Bayern makes the save. It's good play from Manchester City. They're getting in behind Manchester United easily. Doku with a constant threat. Slipping it back, and Bayern making the save the second time of asking. Stays City 1, United 0 in the derby. Throw into Manchester City. It's now back with them through Diaz. Bardot. Over the halfway line. He goes through Rodri as well. Down the centre, inside the centre circle. Diaz. United playing very high up the field. One ball in, and Haaland's got acres of space to play in. Bizarre tactics, I have to say. You can see already Doku and Foden trying to go and run. United making no attempt to win the ball. It's very much played at a training pace at the moment. Diaz. Now to Kuzanov. Now to Bernardo Silva. Now the pressure comes in from Patrick Dorgu. He's not fouling Silva. Silva's got to go back, so Šeško will put pressure on Ruben Diaz, and Burmo, don't see much of him, puts pressure on Donnarumma. Gante under pressure then from Silva. It's the second balls where United have to play dividends. The advantage is paid in Haaland, and already it's 4-3 in City's advantage. Bernardo Silva down the right, pulls it back, looking towards Haaland. De Ligt clears, falls its way back to Mazwari, but the space is there. It's baffling how the space is created when there's no United player in attack. So many players in the wrong position. It's easy for Man City to win the ball, lose the duel, lose the second ball, and City have a 4-3 and better decision making, and Man City will be 2 up. They're in control of this game. Red shirts just struggling to get any type of feel of the ball. Not a good performance so far from the visitors. Here's Silva under pressure. It's going to be a throw-in to Manchester City. Seems like everything down that end is going City's way. On the touchline. So Kuzanov to take the throw-in. Which he does, gives to Silva. Kuzanov in the space in the middle. Here's Yoro. Positions he's finding, it's quite baffling. Here's Mazwari trying to put pressure on Doku. Doku can't get there. It'll be a throw-in. Real baffling system for Manchester United, has to be said. I don't know who it benefits or what it benefits, but they have the ball, a rarity in this derby. Mazwari takes it towards Šeško. It's won by O'Reilly. Then it's given away by Manchester United. Fernandes wins it, and then it comes off Doku. It'll be another throw-in. Of course, Manchester United had their own injuries with Mateus Cunha and Mason Mount, who are out as well. So we're now looking towards Fernandes. Fernandes now to Mbeumo, and Mbeumo running forward here. Bryan Mbeumo inside the penalty area, puts the ball into the middle. It's the poor decision from the Cameroonian. Better to play it towards Benjamin Sesko, who was approaching the penalty area. But Man City had that ferocity in defence. They're not as defensive solid as they used to be. That's why the opportunity's there. But for Manchester United, here's Ahmad. Now looking towards Agate. Can Agate pass the ball to the right side? He goes to the safe option to Yoro. Now was Mbeumo. Moving out towards Mazwari. Mazwari goes into the centre. Ball's given away. It's given towards Foden. Foden to Haaland. That's where City can break. Here's Reinders. And Reinders runs into trouble to Agate. Good tackling from the Uruguayan. He's got the ball back. Agate, he's going to split this forward. The flag stayed down. Here's Mbeumo. A chance for a leveller, and he's ballooned it over the bar. I think the flag would have gone up. I'm not sure. What a chance for Bryan Mbeumo. I think he would have been onside. Just off. Oh, we're in tight. The flag has stayed down. That would have gone to VAR if he had scored. A man of his quality should be hitting the target, not missing it. What a chance for Manchester United. Just hit it while it bobbled. And City survived. The flag was not raised. It would have gone to VAR for sure. Very close. Gladwell towards Diaz. Diaz now to Foden. Agate's coming on the ball. He ran into his own player in the end. He's the only one pressing. O'Reilly. Here's Doku. Doku into the centre. And towards Rodri. Back to O'Reilly. Doku. Now down the right side to Wards. Kuzanov. Towards Ruben Diaz. Rodri. Now back to O'Reilly. All is played in United's half. City with the advantage. Foden's goal in the 18th minute is the difference here. Header. Doku cross. Kuzanov. Pressure from Fernandes on Rodri. Dogu wins it. Ahmed putting pressure on Kuzanov. Here's Foden who gives the ball away. Sesko looking towards Fernandes. Can't get there, referee. Ahmed's got to be careful. So you're going to be a throw-in. Well, it's very simple to see what Manchester United are trying to do. They're trying to win the ball high up the field and nip it in. But they're not doing that enough, because every time they are showing aggression, they're not winning the duels. But when they're losing, the spacing behind is what's worrying. Half an hour gone. 1-0 they lead, City, with the ball here. Kuzanov. He's taking an age for his throw. It should be a foul throw. It is. The ball's given towards Manchester United. Poor throw from Kuzanov. I think that's the first time Anthony Taylor's awarded anything to Manchester United down this side. He hasn't. He's given it back to Manchester City, which is bizarre, this, really. If it's a foul throw, it should be given to the opposite side. Shaw. Giving the ball to Dorgu. Fernandes. Now to Yoro. Behind here. Runs the ball up the field. It's against Sesko. Sesko's touch towards Fernandes. Referee's in the way again. Gives the ball now to Mazwari. Lots of United shirts forward. Mazwari now slips to Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo. Chips the ball back now. Looking towards Fernandes. Sesko will be in the middle. He looks not to put it in. Gives the ball to Mbeumo. Who does put it in towards Dorgu. On his back. There's no player in the far side that's able to help Benjamin Sesko. United with some rare pressure on the City defence. Shaw in between Fernandes. Shaw. That's Ahmad. He's got a bit of space on that right side. The Ligt tries to find him. Does. Chest it down for the Cameroon international. Now to Bruno Fernandes. De Ligt towards Shaw. Shaw towards De Ligt. Now City's high line comes into play. De Ligt now towards Mazwari. Goes in over the top to Benjamin Sesko here. Benjamin Sesko up front. It might be a bit of handball. Saved by Donnarumma. And the referee doesn't say handball. So the first corner for Manchester United. Maybe Savini should have scored, really. In between the two centre-backs. He leans in with his chest. And Donnarumma flaps and makes the save. Get a better view here. I don't think it is handball. Mo hits the top of his hands. One of those you're far under. You've seen them given as handball. Oh, the offside. It seems like the handball has been given. So no corner. Donnarumma takes the free kick, looking towards Haaland. High foot. Mazwari wins it, puts it towards Fernandez. A bit of Argy in the middle. Sesko in between two players. Here's Agate. Looking towards Fernandez. He kicks this towards Dorgu. And Dorgu bring it down now. He's got two City players around him. He's been hurt. And the referee does give Manchester United a free kick. A rarity in this game by Anthony Taylor. Kuzanov with the foul. Can't complain. Uzbekistan defender just slammed into Dorgu, didn't play the ball. So silly from the Manchester City defender. You know the ball's coming down. You know you've got a player right next to you. Why are you going to that foul? Stuff like that just frustrate me if I was a coach. Especially because the position of this set piece. So we saw Brian Mbeumo take a free kick from this position. It leads to anything. So they've changed. And it will be Bruno Fernandes to take it instead. So it's left of the D, about 25 yards away from the penalty area. De Ligt, Dorgu, Agate and Shaw all in there. So Fernandes watching on. City have the advantage. A promising position for Manchester United. Fernandes puts his right hand up. It's going to be right-footed for Fernandes. Puts it into the area of uncertainty, but it flies straight towards Donnarumma. No red shirts running in. It's another waste of a free kick from that position. United on to City in a flash. And then Rodri's brought down, so the referee decides to give Man City a free kick because he's given Manchester United one moments before. 35 gone. Reinders gives the ball now to Ruben Diaz. Diaz now towards Gardwa. Short ball to Doku. Doku now looking towards O'Reilly. O'Reilly in his own half. Lots of space for Rodri. No one around Rodri. Gives the ball now to Ruben Diaz. Now back to Rodri. Back now to the Portuguese international. To Rodri, and Damad's won the ball in the centre circle. Sesko. It's poking that forward. And Mbeumo is going to be offside. There's not enough attackers around Benjamin Sesko. That's the issue at the moment, it seems. Diaz. Looking now towards Jay Reinders. Go out of play. Referee says no. It's with Shaw. Really gifted towards Erling Haaland. De Ligt. City just had a quiet spell. United grown into the game a little bit, but of course City have the advantage. Shaw, as the ball just outside his penalty area, he launches it forward, looking towards Sesko. Good first touch from Sesko. Got under pressure, it'll be throw-in to Manchester United down the near side. Taken quickly by City. Rodri giving it towards Euro now towards Mazwari inside the centre circle. Here's De Ligt. Shaw. And a bit of room now for Dorgu back to Raw Shaw inside Manchester United's own half. Shaw will spread play toward the right side. Mbeumo brings it down superbly. What a first touch that is. But O'Reilly does so well. Really good work from O'Reilly because he doesn't let Mbeumo go past him. Bruno Fernandes, good work from Agate, wins the ball back for Mazwari, and Mazwari loses out. And here's now Rodri. Haaland in there, good work by Shaw. O'Reilly looking towards Agate. Mazwari now Shippers the ball to the right side, looking towards Mbeumo. Mbeumo up against O'Reilly. That's going to be a free kick, surely. That will be thrown to Man City. Nothing doing, says the referee. Now to Rodri. Rodri now towards Foden. Inside Manchester United's half. 1-0 City lead. O'Reilly. To Doku. Ruben Diaz. Just the ball into the middle. Good first touch from Haaland. Foden wriggles away from Fernandes. Now to Gianni Reinders. Bernardo Silva. Now in field to Uzunov. Towards Rodri. Ruben Diaz. Now to Doku. O'Reilly. Gardewell spreads the ball back towards Silva. He's hugging his right hand touchline. It's up against Dorgu. Can't go around the Dane, but Dane gets his right leg around. It'll be another throw into Man City. This time it's going to be taken quickly, it seems. He still waits before he throws it. He does throw it now towards Haaland in the penalty box. Good work from Yoro to get his leg around the Norwegian. Clearance in the end doesn't find a red shirt, so it's going to come back to the Manchester United penalty area from Man City. Gardewell. Now to Rodri. Reinders. They're just finding spaces, Man City, behind Manchester United's midfield. Doku up against Mazwari. Jono Reinders. Gives the ball back to Doku. 38 gone. Couldn't get there. Is Foden back still towards Jono Reinders. Probably about time. Shot comes in the end. As O'Reilly find himself in a left back position, turning and shooting, went over the bar. City move that leads to nothing. So outside idea to take this goal kick towards Dorgu and that'll go out for a throw-in for Man City. Taking quickly the throw-in. Ahmad's onto it quickly, loosen off. And towards Agate. Under pressure inside the centre circle, gives it to Yoro. Yoro. Got the weight of the pass. It's long ball from United. It seems to be the tactic. Here's Mazwari. It's Agate. Ridley. Spreads the ball to the right side. That'll go out of play. Can Mbeumo keep it in? It's going to be Mbeumo trying to go around O'Reilly. Here's Mazwari. Rodri. Oh, he skips that towards Bernardo Silva. Now back to Uzunov. Had to get there. That's back his arm play. This is really good work for Man City. Now they're able to send with the ball from that position. It's beyond me. Dorku's playing well. Gives the ball to Fernandes. Now to Ahmad. Ball was too short from the Manchester United captain towards the Ivorian. City will move, and this is where they look good. Foden now to Doku. Doku's quick, not that quick. And overall, I think that kind of sums up both teams. Getting into really good positions, but the final ball in the end just lacking. City are on top, not only in goals, but also in terms of the precision and the accuracy they play their balls. But they're winning the duels against Manchester United, and that's why they're winning at the moment. That's why with this throw. Gives it to Mbeumo. His touches it that good today. Go back to Agate, back kills it, looking towards Šeško. It's all too tight outside. Šeško, of course, had that chance. He leans well. Šeško now to Mbeumo. Mbeumo floats this into the middle. Ahmad gets into the penalty area. Gets in behind the City defence just like he did last season. Here is Mbeumo. Here's Agate. He's got Fernandes to the right of him. Plays it towards Luke Shaw. Just behind Fernandes. Fernandes, not much options. Scoops this to Dorgu, finds an option. Now back to Shaw. He'll load us into the penalty area. It's comfortable for O'Reilly to head away. Back to Yoro. 41 minutes played. 42nd minute. United just bubbling some pressure now. Ahmad back to Mazwari. Here's Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes low ball in, looking towards Mazwari. The referee gives a free kick to Manchester City, edge of the penalty area, due to a foul to Doku. Just seems that Manchester United at times are attacker light. When they go forward in really good positions, they don't seem to be able to find play. We've just seen Foden's goal. Excellent work from Doku, skipping and passing a few players, and it's also really good because his initial cross was blocked by Dorgu and by Agate, and then he was able to find a final ball back. Foden free in the middle, and the header was cushioned into the bottom corner. Nothing Bayern could do. City lead. That's been the story of the game so far. Manchester City 1, Manchester United 0. Dorgu loses out. Here's Doku on the far side for City, trying to scoop the ball past Mazwari. Here's in Brian and Burma. United so deep. City win the ball again through Foden. Rodri can shoot from there. Elects not to. Scampers the ball across the penalty box to Bernardo Silva up against Dorgu. Dorgu's got to be careful. Now is Foden put under pressure by Agate. Foden under pressure. Some United shirts in front of the Man City midfield. Losing off. Sheshko. Now towards Donnarumma. Ball scoops in now, looking towards Mazwari. Wins the header. It's a bit of space now for Fernandes. It's not to take his time and spreads the ball towards Dorgu. Dorgu, if he can get there, he's got hammered ahead of him. Does get there. Fires the ball in. Is that going to be a corner kick? It might have gone down to. It might be a throw-in. Just have to wait and see for the replay as we edge close to the 45th minute. It will be a corner kick. The first for the visitors comes in the final minute of normal time in the first half. 1-0 City lead through Foden. So Fernandes to take it. Right foot of referee's halted play. He's not happy with what he's seen in the middle. Of course, Manchester United got a penalty against Fulham in their last away game through some interesting antics. Oozing off, holding the lip. We just have wardened his defender. So the red shirts in the middle. Lost a minute of time already in that melee. So the ball put in from Fernandes, goes towards Donnarumma, punches it away. Comes to Mazwari, is under pressure by Doku. Dorgu should get there, 1 minute added on. He's been pulled down, and the free kick has been given. They will completely just drop in towards Dorgu. Lazy from the City defender. So, in the minute of added time, Manchester United have the opportunity to level. They've had 2 set pieces that haven't been good. Maybe third time lucky at the end of the first half. You can see Ahmad is just outside the penalty area. You can't see if you're listening. But just outside the penalty area, this free kick, but Ahmad's just outside the penalty area. It's going to be in Brian and Brumo to take it. He lofts this in towards the middle, cleared away by Erling Haaland, and the referee immediately points to the half-time whistle. That kind of sums up the half for Manchester United. A bit on the back foot throughout it. Phil Foden popping up for his 7th Manchester derby goal in the 18th minute. Trickery from Doku, who was able to pay it back. Foden to head it in. And Guardiola's men have the advantage at the break. Live on Flash Score here. First 45 minutes is a City's one after last season. I know the job is not done yet. It's always an intriguing prospect when these two play. At half-time, at the Etihad in the derby, it's City 1. Sesko. So United shoot from left to right in front of their shooting towards their travelling. Do it again. Mazwari now to Ahmad. Dorgu's on the right. He slips the ball to Dorgu. 3 weight in the middle. Goes towards it. And that will be a corner kick. Lightning start from the red team. Mazwari giving the ball out into the middle to Fernandez. Sorry, to Ahmad. Dorgu. I think his ball was towards Burma, wasn't it? Should have really maybe aimed it to Benjamin Sesko high, but an early test now for Manchester City in the second half. Whipped in by Bruno Fernandes, headed away by Haaland, City player that went down. Another Manchester United set piece which is dealt with superbly by City. Fernandes left footed ball, puts it in. Haaland once again is the player to clear. Manchester City number 9 doing excellent defensive work for his team. It's Ahmad to Fernandes. Here's Luke Shaw, who was done very easily before Foden's goal via Doku. Dorgu, Shaw, Fernandes to Dorgu. It's good work for Manchester United. Looks up in towards the middle, towards Yoro. Haaland pushes Yoro to the floor. Referee waves anything away. And Dorgu does excellent. Keeps the ball. Gives it back to Ahmad. Fernandes outside the boot. Looking towards the far post. And Burma will get there. Keeps it alive. Cameroon. Good sustained pressure this for Manchester United. Here's Mazwari. City have numbers in defence. Fernandes free. Now back to Mazwari in the penalty box. First touch isn't great. Does come back to Mbeumo. Mbeumo back to Fernandes, into the middle, cleared away by Haaland. That's 3 clearances for Manchester City's number 3 as the ball goes back to Aitai Bayindir. Well, Man City will be happy to see that because they can get out of their penalty box. Fernandes on the ball, floats this to Luke Shaw. Now City deserve their lead at the break, I think that's fair to say, but there's also that vulnerability that's been exposed. They did lead against Brighton in their last Premier League fixture and lose, so they have form already this season for taking leads and not hanging on to them. As Mazwari looking to go in towards the penalty box, it's clipped through, and the referee in the end will give the goal kick, and Mazwari's holding his face. Although wants a handshake, he's not giving it the Moroccan and Burma. I don't know why Mazwari's holding his face. Might see if there's anything in. Ooh, it seems to be maybe an elbow that's come in here from Guardiola. Coming together than anything else in front of the Manchester City supporters. Oh, Guardiola's marked orders towards Haaland already. Just trotting back into his right wing back position. So City 1, United 0. Better start from the visitors, but City still have the lead. Look for Mazwari, the low haircut. De Ligt's got to be careful because he's got Doku behind him. And De Ligt just keeps the ball. The referee says he was offside. Decision's been made, so Manchester United have a free kick. 5 gone in the second half. De Ligt back to Yoro. Field to Ugarte. Did it back to Yoro. Yoro's on his heels a little bit. Back to Fernandes, a little bit more possession for Manchester United. Back now to Fernandes, now to Mbeumo. Mbeumo will scoop this nicely down the left hand side to Dorgu. Dorgu just waits before attacking Kuzanov. On his right side, gives the ball to Ahmad. He's lucky because Fernandes is behind Ahmad. Fernandes pokes into middle to Dorgu in the penalty box. Can't go around Rodri. Rodri, of course, a player of great stature. Ball's cleared all the way towards Aitai Bayindir. He's up from his goal line. Here's De Ligt. And City have only lost once, and they've scored first at the Etihad. 58 Premier League games since 2021. That one game, guess when? Was against Manchester United the last time they played in December. But this would be a vital win for City, no doubt about that. They can build on this lead. But at the moment, just in the back foot, but Fernandes just kicks the ball out of play, so they do have the ball back, Manchester City. So a ball there from Bruno Fernandes, 50 gone. So Guardiola, it's going to be short free goal kicks. This is where Tottenham were able to get one of their 2 goals from the first home game. They played from short, but that was when James Trafford played the ball into the middle for Mateus Nunes. It's gone long. Well, feels like Man City haven't come out from half-time dressing room, but they have the advantage in football, as we saw earlier today with Liverpool not being at their best, but finding a way to win as always. Through a Mohamed Salah penalty, that it's all about winning. It's not about good performances. It's a heavy touch from Brian Burma, unlike him, to give the ball away. So Riley with the throw-in down this near side for Man City. Riley and another throw-in. To Foden, through the legs of Agate, lovely skill, and Doku's the right side of Dorgu. Haaland's in it, Haaland scores! Through and goal, and through pass outside Bayern there. They didn't do much in the second half, they've not needed to do much, Manchester City, but their number 9 plodded through and has scored. Really good work by Doku on Dorgu to slip it into Haaland, and once Haaland was through, he was able to put it in. Man City 2, United 0. And Haaland gets another goal against Manchester United. Foden slipping that towards Doku, who's on Doku towards Haaland. He's onside. Shaw battling Haaland. It's a really acute finish from Erling Haaland. Forcing his way through Shaw and De Ligt to apply the finish. Here is Dorgu down the left-hand side. Dorgu runs in towards Rodri. Rodri now back towards Uzunov. Foden comes off the hands of Agate. Referee decides to play advantage. It'll be a throw in to City on that far side. So the ball's now with Yoro on the halfway line to Mazwari. Mazwari now back to Bayern there. And then out to Agate. Agate, loose ball looking towards the left. We'll have to get there, gives the ball to Doku. Doku now, Haaland's in here. It could be 3. It is! Oh, how's he not scored? How have Manchester City not made it 3? Remarkable. He's hit the post from almost the position. To let in towards Bruno Fernandes. Haaland was onside. Bayern Dare came out. And then Haaland struck the post with Vata and De Ligt nowhere to be seen. It was a good interception by the Manchester United goalkeeper. But Haaland's missed a sit. It really should be Man City 3. Manchester United 0. Smiles from some City players. Could have been the clincher in this game, although they're in a comfortable position at the moment with 2. Agate under pressure. Seventh goal for Haaland in 9 appearances versus Manchester United. Euro. The ball now to Fernandes. Fernandes now to Mazwari and Bumo. He's got Mazwari to the right of him. Mazwari now to Mbermo. Back to Fernandes, who skips us to the far post. There's no one there. Cleared away comfortably by Man City. Ball's won by Haaland. Gives the ball to Doku. Doku wants to stretch his legs and he's running here. Haaland's got space in behind. Shaw's got to make sure he gets there, and he does. So gets it ahead of Euro. Still 2-0 to Man City. Next goal crucial. Looks like Man City have woken up from that second goal after being quite dormant in the beginning of the second half. Dorgan. Now to Fernandes. A bit of space for Bruno Fernandes. Launching this towards the far post. Headed away by Gardewell. So now with Foden. There's only Haaland up there. So behind it in towards De Ligt. Now with Shaw. So now with Ahmad. Ahmad has a bit of space. Fernandes into the middle. Looking towards Mbermo. Mazwari's down the right. Puts the ball into the centre, cleared away by Ruben Diaz. Good defensive work from Man City. We had to defend in moments in this game. Unlike Manchester United, when they have been called upon, they've done well. Here's Mbumo. Got under pressure, referee tells him to get up. Agate comes in with a late challenge, and that will be a free kick to Manchester City on the Reinders. Just a halt of play at the moment. So O'Reilly now towards Doku. Now to Gardewell. Let's go. Ahmad. Hold back with Donnarumma. Donnarumma skipping this towards O'Reilly. O'Reilly now into Foden. Foden's good play from Man City into O'Reilly. Challenge there comes in from Manuel Ugarte. So now we're gone. And the 197th Manchester derby's looking like being a City one so far. Gardewell. Back to his goalkeeper and Donnarumma. Well, that ball, Ruben Diaz, has just gone out. Going to Shaw. Agate. Way back to De Ligt. He's under pressure. Clearly De Ligt scoops that ball, is able to find a player to Dorgu. Dorgu now to Agate. Skips towards the right hand side. Now with Fernandes. Now back to Mazwari. Mazwari's set into the forward area, but it's intercepted by O'Reilly. O'Reilly now looking towards Dorgu. Fernandez. It's now with Shaw. A lot of space for Luke Shaw. Now back to Dorgu, right? For the cross, does find it towards Burma. Goes for goal! What a save by Donnarumma! Fine save from the City debutant. And Burma loading it up. It looked like it was going to nestle into the bottom corner, but Donnarumma went down to his right. And he made sure it stayed City 2, United 0. Wonderful from Donnarumma. There's a wide smile also. Would have been a cracking goal. Would have brought United back into this one. They do have a corner for their troubles. But a fine save from the City new man. There's a change. Kobe Menu comes onto the field for Manchester United. Mazwari is coming off. And so is Yoro. So into the field is Maguire. And Kobe Menu. So there's a change of maybe system, I'm not sure, but those are the substitutions. I don't know where who's going into wing back. So, interesting. Maybe it would be Ahmad. Ball flicked on, goes towards the far post, cleared away by City in it. Got a time to block, a challenge there by Mainu. And Burmo, Dorgu looks offside and he's clearly off. So I think Ahmad's got in into wing-back position. Really good save from Donnarumma to deny O'Brien and Burma. So City 2, Manchester United 0. To the take. So it's another example of a midfield. Kobe Madu and Agate. Mendes head of Agate. He's shows strength. And he comes and clamps and wins the ball. Foden now to Rodri. Foden now back towards O'Reilly. Doku's there, put under pressure. It's won by Ahmad. Delit, forward thinking ball. Good challenge from Ruben Diaz. A lot of space for City down this right side. Bernardo Silva. Blue shirts flooding forward. Silva looking towards Haaland! Bayern saves. I looked like it was going to be number 3. Had a few sights of goal. Manchester City. Maguire onto the field for Yoro. Now to back towards Delit. Maguire. Now back to Delit. Back to Maguire. Shaw. Into the middle towards Fernandez. First touch. Fernandez gives the ball to Sesko. So now with Dorgu, spreads it, cross, but he's looking towards Ahmad, but there's not enough space down there, so we'll go towards Donnarumma. Donnarumma kicks the ball and he can find Delit. Gante now to Ahmad. City come with the press. Ahmad tries to find Maguire. They scream handball, but it's more of a ball to hand situation according to Anthony Taylor. The tie goes long. Looking towards Sesko again. Ball drops deep to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, there's no one there. There's Haaland and Shaw's got to be careful because Haaland, as soon as you touch the ball, becomes active. There's Maguire. to Ahmad. Ahmad up against O'Reilly. Comes into Doku. Ball's given away. And De Ligt does really well against Doku. That ball's going to play. It'll be a throw into Manchester United. Maguire with the ball. Now towards Shaw. Now towards Agate. He's left alone. Agate has the ball. He scoops that low. Looking towards Ahmad. He'll get there. The Ivorian. Just about right in the byline. Cracking ball from Agate. It's up against O'Reilly. Ahmad. There's in Burmo. Burmo elects to go in towards the penalty area. Goes down, finds the ball. The ball doesn't reach anybody. It's a comfortable gather for Donnarumma. It's right eye behind it. Watching this long. Header back into United's half. Maguire. Now to Agate. Agate now to Dorgu. Dorgu in towards Fernandez. Fernandez back to Dorgu. That will get towards the Dane. Up against Kuzov, but a good battle between these two. Tries to roll it back, but no one's there. Losing off Rodri. Into the middle to Foden. Bardwell. Scooping the ball. Doku, good pressure from De Ligt. Doku tries to roll De Ligt, but De Ligt does well to win the ball back. Here's Agate. There's the ball now to Fernandez. Fernandez now to Mbeumo. Fernandez now down the right side to Ahmad. Ahmad now to Mbeumo. Ahmad back to Mbeumo, back to Menu. In a deeper position, gives the ball to Agate outside the penalty area. United in a lot of possession. City happy to sit outside the defence. Maguire's gifted the ball, and now Haaland's through and goal here. Erling Haaland for number 3. Never going to miss, never in doubt. Man City 3, Manchester United 0. He ran from his own half and he tucked it in nicely. He has 2. And they've got 20 minutes to go here. Agate giving the ball to Shaw. Shaw running back, gives the ball to Maguire. And Haaland, excellent centre forward positioning. Throws the ball to Haaland, opens it up, coolly taken, never in doubt that he was going to miss. He tucks into the bottom corner. Three and two, in fact, for Haaland. Really good start to the season for Erling Haaland. And Man City looking to bounce back comfortably from those 2 defeats. So Bayern has the ball now, just waited for the celebrations to finish as the ball goes up to Orszeszko. Here's Fernandez. Now in towards Agate. Now Mbeumo. To Maguire. Agate. Now Menu. To Agate. Maguire. Towards Maguire, now towards Menu. City happy just to sit deep now and play on the break. Make sure that United make the mistakes Fernandes to Shaw. Be another defeat under Ruben Amorim. Pulls it by Ty Bayandit. Throws the ball long. Goes towards Fernandes. He brings it down. Comfortable for Manchester City again. Kusanov. Now back with Agate. Shaw. Waiting for the goal kick to be taken. Now Chesko. This Fernandes brings it down towards Ahmad. It's now with Delete. Towards Agate, right from Kobimenu, just gives the ball away, finds Doku. Doku tries to evade a couple, but it's blocked. So Riley to take this throw down the near side. Towards Rodri. Agate. Now back to Delete. Fernandes towards Dorgu. Bernardo Silva now into Haaland. This is where City could add more goals here. Reinders through here. Doku's to the left. Reinders for 4. Reinders just shoots wide. That should have been number 4 for Man City. Time and time again, just ripping apart Manchester United. So it's now with Fernandes, Sesko. Trying to steam forward, don't see much at all from Manchester United. So a few changes now for Man City, seeing Savinho coming on. So Rodri off. To the field is Nico Gonzalez. Doku coming off as well for Manchester City. They've been brilliant in this derby and deserve the lead and the win that is coming their way tonight. All the plaudits bouncing back. United been dreadful and poor. Everything that's been poor about United's system. So Bruno Fernandes with this free kick. Son into the right side, towards Maguire. It's now flicked into towards Fernandes. Scoot to the far side, looking towards Mbermo. Twist and turn, cleared away. Ahmad will take this throw in. Gives it to now Mateus de Ligt. Flipped on. Looks like Xerxes going to come on for Manchester United. Now to de Ligt. Maguire. Infield now towards Fernandes. Now back towards Dorgu. Just Kuzanov. Donnarumma is able to find the ball. So now with Šeško. Putting pressure on Donnarumma. de Ligt. Now back to high time. Towards Ahmad. Casemiro and Xerxes about to come onto the field. Good work by Mainu. Oh, brilliant for Mainu. Skipping past three players, running with the ball. Approaching Man City. It's penalty box. Plays this to Dorgu. First time, good clearance from Kuzanov. Really good defensive work from the defender because the ball was destined to hit Benjamin Šeško. Mainu wins the ball again. Gives the ball to Ahmad. It's a little too late though for Manchester United, and trying to get themselves into this game. 3 was the clincher for sure. de Ligt towards Maguire. To de Ligt. Now Ahmad. He's been hauled. If he plays on, here's Agate. Looks to the left hand side. Here's Fernandes. Back to Dorgu. They put the ball in towards the far post. And Puma goes for goal, but it's not on target, it's over the bar, high and over. Stays Man City 3. Well, Sesko's coming off. He's not had no service at all. It's not really hard to judge him. And Agate's coming off, and onto the field is Casemiro. So 2 changes for Manchester United. So 10 minutes to go. Man City 3, Manchester United 0. Ruben Amorim looking on, fascinated to hear his thoughts. Yet again, another defeat under him. Second defeat of the new Premier League season. Lost Arsenal opening day. And it's another away defeat incoming as well. Mainu. To Ahmad. Way back now towards Maguire. Casemiro. Spreads this to the right side to Ahmad. Now back to Casemiro. 25 yards out. Penalty box. This is back to Ahmad. Ahmad now. Now to Delete. Delete will put the ball into the middle. Headed away by Gardewell. Casemiro hits this back. Looking towards Shaw. Xerxes in there. Brings it down. Cleared away by Manchester City. I mean, it's been a positive second half for Manchester United if you just don't look at the scoreline and pretend that the score doesn't matter. The approach play's been good, but City have been clinical, but also they've been, and that's what wins you football games. Burmo plays to right, goes for goal. Now we'll just go wide. Again, just right hand of Donnarumma's post. So Donnarumma to take this goal kick. Dorgu and towards Casemiro. Scooped in. Here's Mbumo. Now back to Ahmad. Ahmad looking towards Mbumo. Slipped by a City player. Here's Ahmad. Great work from Phil Foden. Coming back to win the ball for Man City. Going long. Harlow will scamper forward. That Maguire should get there ahead of the Norwegian. He does. Lays it back to the goalkeeper. Here's Artite. Now gives the ball to Shaw. Back to find it. Casemiro, Mainu. Popping around a few players. Now gives the ball to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno will switch the play towards the right side where Diallo is. Diallo inside the penalty area. Scampers in, goes on his right, shoots, and a Burmo roll from 3 yards out, misses. There will be a corner kick. And a creativity there from Ahmad. It's just not going to be Manchester United's day in front of goal. It's definitely a blue one in Manchester. That was trickery from Ahmad. And Mbumo missing from so close. So the corner from Brian Mbumo to come in from the near side. Right-footed, goes to the far post, called away by Donnarumma. It's Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro at the far side. Is that going to be another corner? No, it's going to be a goal kick. There's been a few opportunities. A few huffs and puffs. 5 to go. City 3, United 0. Yeah, Casemiro was offside. Says where the offside flag was done because Casemiro just played it back. And offside. Fernandes. Casemiro. Puts the ball to the right hand side. Here's Ahmad. He's up against Kuzanov. Here's the ball back to Mainu. Mainu into the far post. The ball back to Dorgu. Dorgu will shoot with his right foot and he'll blaze it over the bar. United have had a flurry of opportunities. Can't find a net. United supporters are leaving the Etihad, no surprise in that. Did it? Made towards Xerxes. to Fernandez. Mainu. He's been pulled over. Referee says no free kick. Here's Foden. And inside is Savinho. Here's the pace. Haaland, of course. He's on a hat-trick. See much of a City attack in the last 15 minutes or so. So much United have had the ball, but they've not needed to do anything, of course. The game won already. Just the bragging right secured in the bag of this 197th derby. Few changes coming on. So Haaland's coming off. You won't get a hat-trick. Really good work from Doku to find him. Hard in the head of Shaw. He dinked it over. Really good work. Then his second goal was... And then he tucks it into the bottom corner. So Oscar Bob comes onto the field. And so does Bernardo Silva, comes off as well. So Haaland gets some rest. So Oscar Bob on the ball. It's a challenge on Xerxes. Now to Casemiro. Infield towards Mainu. Casemiro. Now to De Ligt. Now to Casemiro. To Maguire. And towards De Ligt. Casemiro, low ball looking towards Fernandez. Cut out by the City. And City now on the attack, scampering forward. Here's Oscar Bob. Looking to the right hand side now. Ake's come onto the field as well for Manchester City for Bernardo Silva. Just confirmation of that City substitution. So into the final minute we go in this game. Here's Dorgu. Casemiro to Ahmad. Keeps it alive. Mainu. Casemiro. Fernandez. Ahmad. Fernandez. Ahmad. Now to De Ligt. To Casemiro. Burma. Now to Ahmad. Go down the right hand side, floats this low ball in, cleared away by Man City. Casemiro's there, will think this back in. Fernandez. Mainu's there, pulls it back. Clears the offside flag. Does it come up in the end? It does. Good work by Aguero. City defended well in the main. You have to give credit where credit's due, although they've been very clinical. They've been excellent in defensive work. 4 added on at the back end. Reinders picks up away to the penalty area. Back to Foden. There was a time where Haaland and Foden scored 2 hat-tricks against Manchester United. That was 3 years ago, 6-3. Foden scampering on, trying to get himself a brace. United just shipping the ball away on that right side. Be a throw-in, free goal kick to Manchester United. Now back with Ahmad towards Fernandez. Into the Milton Burma. Defense. Is Shaw. Samira. Lit. See Ryan there. Throw towards Dorgu. Ball's given away. And the City are in here. Oscar Bob. Bob in the middle, twisting and turning. City for 4, Foden. And Aitai will just get there. That'll be another corner. It'll be a corner right at the end for Manchester City. And that's full time. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 0. Phil Foden got the opener in the 18th minute, and then a brace in the second half from Erling Haaland secured the point. City are back to winning ways after 2 defeats. Manchester United lose again. Where do they go from here? Chelsea next for them in the Premier League. Ruben Amorim fails to win back-to-back Premier League games again. The conversation will continue, of course, on the Flash Score app and website. We finished in the Manchester derby, Manchester City 3,